Since yesterday was Thanksgiving, I figured I'd make a video on a film that takes place on Thanksgiving. The film I'm referring to is Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners. This is one of the most unsettling movies I have ever laid eyes upon. It managed to get under my skin in ways that no other film has been able to. But what makes Prisoners so unsettling? Because it doesn't really show much on screen that could be deemed graphic or disturbing. Prisoners unsettles us in a way that is both different and uniquely original from other movies. Most films in this genre would show us something of shock value, like a rotting corpse or a graphic murder. I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, show, don't tell, which is a rule most movies should follow. But Villeneuve throws that line out the window for a different version, something that goes along the lines of, don't tell and don't show either. What makes Prisoners so unsettling is from what it doesn't show or tell us. When the audience simultaneously isn't told and isn't shown what's happening, this leaves us in a state of ambiguity. According to the dictionary, the definition of ambiguity is quality of being open to more than one interpretation, inexactness. And it's in this state of ambiguity while watching Prisoners that we are unsettled. Our minds like to fill in the gaps, making the nonsensical make sense. The great David Lynch once said, "I always say human beings are like detectives. We like to look for clues everywhere, even if the looking takes us into the darkest places." Denis Villeneuve brings the detective out in us all while watching Prisoners, dropping little clues here and there, letting us fill in the blanks. The best kept secret of Prisoners is that at its core, it's not a crime thriller like the movie wants you to believe. It's actually a psychological horror film. Don't believe me? Let me explain. There is a reason why so many great horror movies don't visually show their antagonists until the end of the movie. Psycho, Jaws, The Shining, and A Quiet Place are all examples of horror movies that don't show their villains until the climax. But why do they do this? Because what our minds make up and imagine in the state of ambiguity is oftentimes much scarier than the monster itself. And because of this, Prisoners can be defined as a psychological horror film.